Hello, my frosty friends. Welcome back to another icy edition of the Arctic Plunge, where we dive headfirst into the coolest sports around. Today we're sliding into the thrilling and bone-chilling world of skeleton. And no, I'm not talking about my brother Frost's closet, though that is equally terrifying. I'm talking about the sport that's colder than a snowman's handshake and faster than a penguin on a slip and slide. What the heck is skeleton? For the uninitiated, skeleton is that wild winter sport where brave souls hurtle down an icy track on a tiny sled head first. Yes, you read that right, head first, because apparently hurtling down an ice chute feet first just wasn't extreme enough. A history as twisted as the track. Skeleton's origins are as twisty and turny as the tracks themselves. The sport traces its frosty roots back to the late 19th century in the Swiss town of St. Moritz. Legend has it that British soldiers stationed there were looking for a new way to pass the long, cold winters. Apparently, building snowmen and sipping hot cocoa just wasn't cutting it. So they decided to up the ante and invent a sport that combined the exhilaration of bobsledding with the thrill of imminent danger. They called it Cresta Run, and it quickly became the coolest way to break an arm. But why skeleton? The name skeleton has puzzled many a polar bear. Some say it comes from the sled's bare bones appearance, which, to be fair, looks like something you'd find in a haunted house rather than an Olympic sport. Others believe it was coined because the sled's frame resembles a skeleton. Personally, I think it's because the first person to try it probably looked like a skeleton by the end of the run. Olympic dreams and freezing screams. Skeleton made its debut in the 1928 Winter Olympics in St. Moritz. Where else? But it didn't stick around long. It was like that one friend who shows up at your ice party, eats all the fish and leaves. The sport returned to the Olympic stage in 1948, only to vanish again for another half century. Finally, in 2002, skeleton made a triumphant comeback at the Salt Lake City Games, where it has remained a thrilling fixture ever since. Cool gear for cooler riders. Skeleton athletes wear some pretty snazzy gear to keep themselves from turning into polar popsicles. Their sleek, aerodynamic suits reduce drag and make them look like they're auditioning for the next superhero movie. And don't forget the helmet, which is crucial for both safety and for maintaining that I'm totally not terrified look as they zoom down the track at breakneck speeds. Tips for aspiring skeleton racers. 1. Stay cool, literally. The colder you are, the faster you'll go. Just think of all those times you shivered in the freezer section at the grocery store. Training. 2. Keep your chin up. Seriously, you don't want to be looking down when you're traveling at 80 miles per hour. That's a recipe for a face full of ice. 3. Embrace the fear. Skeleton is not for the faint of heart. If you can conquer the initial terror, you'll find an exhilarating rush like no other. Plus, you'll have a great story to tell your grandcubs. So there you have it, the spine-tingling history of skeleton. Whether you're an adrenaline junkie or just a fan of watching others hurtle headfirst into danger, skeleton is a sport that never fails to chill and thrill. Until next time, stay frosty. Do you have a cold weather sport for Sugar to research? Email us your suggestion at beastlybanterblog@gmail.com.